Yo, what's going on, everybody? I told you I was coming back. I wanted to get everything going. I do apologize for what happened earlier. There's a lot to learn about the audio, but hey, good news, people. I definitely got the audio together. So earlier, I was doing a blind reaction video to what I was watching on Facebook earlier. I said, I've been seeing The Hungry Black Man. I've been seeing a lot of posts, and of course, it's featured in my hometown, Toledo, Ohio. And of course, you can tell by the gear, I love my city. In fact, I got Toledo on my chest with the state of Ohio. So uh, I'm huge. I love Toledo. I love home. So I've been just like loosely paying attention to everything that's going on. And I was like, yo, you know what? I really have to get into the thick of it. I said, so I need to go ahead and figure out how to do a live broadcast. So I was like trying to do a live broadcast, and I had it going with the stream and everything. But unfortunately for me, I did not have things going the way that it needed to be. So what ended up happening was like you seen the video, but you could not hear nothing. So that's on me. But while we're on here, I want to make sure that you guys know. Listen, click on these links. You can find me on TikTok at John Lee from 1983. Once you get done adding me on TikTok, please feel free to add me on X, aka the old Twitter at John Lee from 1983. And if you're watching me on Facebook or YouTube right now, thank you. But let's go ahead and cross promote these platforms. Add me on Facebook at Ohio Boy Travels. Yes, I know it's not John Lee from 1983, but I've had this profile for some years, okay? And once you get done following me on Facebook, make sure you go follow me on YouTube at John Lee from 1983. And if you into taking pictures like I am, make sure you follow me on Instagram at guess what? John Lee from 1983, people. Okay, and those who are watching me live on Facebook, I'm gonna go out here and just send you out a couple links right now. They're gonna go inside the comments section. First link is, of course, support the live stream. Hey, you can send any monetary donation. It all counts. Appreciate you all, people. The link could be inside the comment section on Facebook. Afterwards, I got a lot of the material you see. These beats ain't on there, but listen, if you buy a pair of beats, just hit them up with my link. Go to my Amazon store, check it out. I really appreciate it. Like I said, click on the link over here on the comment section. And you can go ahead and add, me to YouTube, clicking on the link as well. Same thing for Instagram, okay? I got to promote myself just a little bit. It's a lot of work, a lot of sacrifice. I thank my wife all the time for allowing me to be able to do this because without her blessing, none of this would be possible. And once again, follow me on TikTok, okay? And then, like I said, I'm going to drop the link right there for Facebook as well. But let's get into this, people. Thank you guys so much. I got to follow me on Skraitup going. So a little recap for the first 33 or first 32 minutes of the broadcast, right? I'm watching it. So the Hungry Black Man came to Toledo. I can't exactly recall why he came to Toledo, but basically what ended up happening was he had two bad experiences. He documented these experiences, and then he came back and had a lot of good experiences. And while on his, pilgrimage through Toledo, he ran into this business guy. I think he referred to him as Williams. And Williams and him had such a good rapport uh, that the Hungry Black Man was like, yo, I will bring Smith and Webster to Toledo, which is big, real big. The last black establishment I could think of was Jackson's Lounge, which was, if I recall, and please don't knock me for misquoting it, by Jim Jackson, the legend himself, Mr. Macumber. He had an establishment that turned into Our Brother's Place. And it was like Toledo's own black owned, because outside of that, black owned businesses, usually had like a black person managing the business, but it was owned by someone else. And the only one I could really think of in particular is Our Brother's Place, our Club Evolution. And that was like the staple for such a long time until like J Mays and Rubies came and things like that. Long story short, he turned a negative into a positive, came through the city, did some reviews, and basically he set out on a mission to build a directory. While building this directory, um, he was announcing on Facebook that he's going to go ahead and start a Smith and Webster in Toledo with a guy named Williams. So Williams goes down to Miami. He doesn't do no preferential treatment. He waits till Williams tries the food at his Miami location, not the Coral Gable, because he got two locations. Long story short, his auntie came and another associate came. Now the associate who came flipped the game up. What she did was she left a review, and it wasn't a positive review. And she told, from what I recall in the video, to the Hungry Black Man that she was going to leave the review. But come to find out, she only ordered a drink, and everything that she had talked about was what someone else ordered. So she did not pay to play, and the Hungry Black Man had made this live, and the way that he titled it, it really captured my attention because, like I said, I'm a Toledoan. I come from Toledo, but I don't live in Toledo no more. And some cities, unfortunately, have a crab in the barrel mentality. So once one person ascends and achieves great success or some form of success, people like to pull people back down. And this man has been doing a lot of stuff in the city and bringing notoriety to the city. And yet the city, not everyone in the city, individuals from the city, I'm assuming because I got to finish the video, have been saying negative things about him. So he's kind of doing what I like to call the Toledo flu, right? You come to Toledo, you fall in love with elements of Toledo, and by the end of your stay in Toledo, you're like, I'm sick of it, right? Because negativity weighs all of us down. So Toledo's no different. So that negativity's, just weighing him down, eating at him, blah, blah, blah. And he makes a live. And in this live, there's a lot of positive information he's sharing. And I'm listening to it and I'm receiving it because I said, I'd be wrong to do any type of critical video regarding what this gentleman's doing and not listen to him. Because you know how easy it is to watch someone's live for like 3 seconds and scroll up, even though we see all the analytics. What's up, Nisi? My second mom is on Facebook watching my live video. Thank you so much for being on there with us. But back to what I'm saying. So I'm like, he's making all valid points. So I'm like, let me do a reaction video. So I'm going to start where I left off. Those on TikTok, please follow me on Facebook at Ohio Boy Travels so you can go on this journey with me. Let's get into this video. So we're getting back to the live reaction. Let's pick up where he left off at. And guess what? This time y'all can hear the audio.
And I had to go to the restaurant and tell the chef, we need more fucking food on this plate. It's not enough goddamn food. Put more fucking food. So every time I'm on that line, more food. And the chefs will go,
And full disclaimer, Mama Nisi and all the ladies and gentlemen that are going to listen to this, he uses explicit language. That explicit language does not reflect me, but I can understand where he's coming from. And yes, so I'm still going to share the stream. If you want to watch the thing entirely not on my broadcast, please go check out the Hungry Black Man. Tag him, tell him that John Lee from 1983 is discussing his broadcast right now. But like I said, full disclaimer, I have no bearings on the language you're going to hear when you play it because this is his life and this is how he's expressing himself. All right, let's get back to the video, y'all.
It's already 10 ounces. I don't give a damn. 12 ounces. I don't care. More food. And so guess what? We start seeing a change. We start seeing that brother who said what he said about that fucking turkey wing. Car Connect was right. Car Connect was right. I had to eat that in my own hometown. And the same way Toledo's going crazy, my hometown was doing that shit on me. I named the shit. I gave it power and called it Turkey Gate. And we had Turkey Gate Miami had Turkey Gate for about a month, you know, but Miami moves on. We don't labor on shit, but we had Turkey Gate for a month. Smith and Webster was on everybody, and it hurt. You know, it wasn't easy. But so I go anyway. So I go and I'm sitting for an hour talking to this lady and my business partner,
This is the
his
lady he's
auntie,
talking about
with the
right here.
manager, and we're talking for an hour about this stuff. And so she's like, you know, I'm gonna leave a review. And all this time I'm sitting there thinking she ordered something. So I'm like, you know, definitely leave an honest review. I can take it. It helps us get better. The other location has everything that you're gonna need from the turkey wing, and what the other location also has, it has my essence in it because I had the ability to build it from the ground up with my partner. So we designed it, all of the paintings, all the photos of the chefs, the black chefs, all of that stuff. We did that. So that's the difference between Miami and Coral Springs. Coral Springs has more of my essence because I had a hand in building it from the ground up. Because this location was the same thing I'm doing with Mr. Williams. I came and became a partner and inserted my vision in someone else's dream. And that was the difference. So
See,
we built Miami in a different fashion. We built Coral Springs in a different fashion. And that's what I told her. And she put on a post that I said that that one's better. And she lied again and said she was going to go the next day, and she didn't go. And I told her, if you go.
so I'm foreshadowing because in my heart's telling me I don't know who this person is who made this post. And yes, I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole in just a second, but I want to know who made this post. I want to review their post, and I want to see what affiliation they have with Ruby's or J Mays, because when you go to someone's establishment that's trying to do business and conduct business and take the brand and maybe just say hypothetically franchise it and bring it to Toledo, why are you going to bring someone with you that's going to potentially talk negative to your business partner? That's like bringing your bitter ex um, to your girlfriend and trying to have them speak highly of you. It's not going to happen. So I'm really intrigued to see exactly why Mr. Williams brought this individual to this man's establishment. Let's continue.
Go, I'm giving you the turkey wing on the house. I'm giving you the entrees on the house because it was not available for you here. And I apologize. And that's any diner. That's not something specific to her. It's any diner. If we have something, I'm like, yeah, you can go to the house and you can.
So, as I told you guys, this is with the pretense that she is a paying customer, right? He's already offering her subsidies. Like, I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you that because I don't want you having a negative experience. I'm just going to do right by you and keep the business good. But come to find out, she didn't purchase anything but a drink. But he's going to give her entrees, a turkey leg, and everything else, largely in part because, let me just assume, she's with a potential business partner. So let's carry on.
And you can go, enjoy yourself. Let me know what you think. I'm not preparing anybody for your arrival. I need the honest secret shopper, and I appreciate you for that. And I wake up the next morning to her tagging me in mountain of lies. So I go to the restaurant and I say, okay, let me look at this camera, and I'm watching this. And you know what? They were seated and immediately greeted. Their orders were given to them, and it was 12 minutes, which is too long. That is too long for a restaurant to be empty. It took 12 minutes for the drink order to be put in, and that is unacceptable. 12 minutes is unacceptable. So the server has been dealt with.
So hold it. Check this out, right? Wednesday is a slow day, even in Miami for business. Like he said, on the weekends, and this is prior to the first 33 minutes, he says, yo, weekends come, we got to turn business away, but it's the weekday. So we're kind of slow. So this man's saying it, right? He said, he wanted to look at the videotape. And in the videotape, he said 12 minutes is way too long. 12 minutes is way too long from the moment you was greeted in the water to get your drinks. That's way too long. He said the server was dealt with. He's taking ownership and being accountable. What else do you want from a business owner? That is, wow, he's on the live taking ownership for what the people, his staff, failed to do. That's nice.
But guess what? So now I'm dealing with that and I'm owning that. That is a problem. And then the drinks were put in, and then the drinks were delivered. Everything, the drinks and the food, it took too long, but the food was there in 31 minutes in total. So the drink order was taken, dropped off, food order was taken and dropped off, and the entire waiting experience was 31 minutes. 31 and a half to be exact. 31 minutes. That is too long. That is too long. It should have been more like 25, 20 minutes because of the amount of people that were in there. But yes, we do build our lasagna from scratch. Yes, we do. None of that is acceptable. The fried chicken takes a little longer. That's why I said 25. So we're talking about a 6-minute delay. We're talking about a 6-minute delay that's.
Once again, the beautiful thing is this man has a business. He's not escaping. He's not blaming. Now, if you guys can recall, there was a business in Atlanta what Keith Lee went to, and the reaction video these people made, we were all like, wow, they really responding like that with that heat, that fire, right? They made a whole little video and really got, just went viral for the wrong reasons. This man's up there saying that, hey, you come to my establishment on the Wednesday, drinks included, and if you order fried chicken, because it's made from fresh, made from scratch. And I worked at KFC, and I can tell you, to do some extra crispy chicken, to drop it inside the thing, I think it was like 15 minutes. I could be wrong, right? 12 minutes for some original. So his time is like authentic. He's saying from the moment you order, it takes about 20 to 25 minutes because it's fried chicken. This man is being accountable. I love it. Like anyone that can sit up there in the line of fire and tell you, hey, like you said from the very beginning, I'm not perfect, right? I'm not perfect. I respect it thus far. I can't wait to hear more.
That's what the reality was. But I say this to say this. I have to be able to defend my team because I'm so hard on them, and I chastise them in public. On this platform, they're anonymous. You don't know who they are, but I vent because I want people to understand I'm not beyond reproach. Like, you need to deal with me the way you deal with any other person when you come to my space. And I put that post up, and guess what? People who had great experiences, they left their great experiences. The people who had bad experiences, they left their bad experiences. And I respect that. And I particularly respect the folks that leave their bad experiences on my page and not on Google and not on Yelp and all these other things. That's the best thing, because now what they're saying is, I want you to know and I want your audience to know. But what this woman did, what made it so visceral, was the fact that I had a long conversation with you. I offered you to go to the new space to get comp food when you sat there and didn't reveal to me that you didn't order nothing to fucking begin with. And that you were going to leave a review off of someone's plate that you're picking off of. It just didn't make any sense. And you left it with an impunity and authority.
Do you guys understand what my man is saying? He's saying, look, I'm giving you complimentary food on the strength of your word, not knowing you ain't ordered nothing but a drink. I'm giving you way more. And instead of you taking that blessing, you still gonna come for me, and we have a one-on-one face. Like, we have a face-to-face. You telling me in real time how you feel. I'm listening to how you feel, and yet and still when I wake up the next morning, oh, I still gotta drop that. So what happened to the whole thing about grace and humanity, right? If the man's taking a moment and he's taking the critique, because like they say in the Bible, right? A wise person does not get angry with the critique, right? But a fool is enraged from being criticized. That's just facts for facts. Like that's just human nature. So I'm gonna sit down and have a one-on-one with you. You tell me everything that you want to tell me. I listen to you, and you still drop the bomb. So where was the disconnect at? I'm really curious to know. Let's see.
And so now people are looking at that as an authoritative review, and all of the peanut gallery got up under that. Ah, look at him and fuck this guy. And it's okay. I don't know what I've done to you, right? For you to hate me, I don't know. But I don't care. I don't know and I don't care because you're not going to stop nothing. Here, whatever you feel is not going to stop anything. And so,
Woo! Hold on. Let me go ahead and go to the A camera. Let me go to the A camera. Let me go to the A camera, right? Let me just go ahead and put this in perspective, right? This is what I was talking about, crab in the barrel mentality and people who don't have the same vision and people who see the impossible as a challenge and people who have a vision and they set out to do things. This man brought it into fruition earlier. He said they went from electric cars to electric homes for 10 bands, right? Society's changing. The norm is always changing. Just because you don't see it and you don't get it, that's cool. You might not see it. You might still be like one of those people that want to go on the east side and want to go on the other side of the Maumee River and sit over at those little chain of restaurants. But how many of those businesses over there, what was that like Kuzno's, the taco place? How many of those are black owned establishments? That's what I want to know. How many of them joints is black owned establishments? You see, we got to move past that whole mindset of, oh, this black person's coming in and he's trying to capitalize on Toledo because Toledo is an open target. What about if he's trying to do something bigger than that and establish continuity within the Toledoans? So people who are just regular Toledoans and the quote unquote celebrities, they all feel like the same, right? Where we not like, oh, I'm better than you because I got more notoriety. I got a mixtape out. Oh, I went to the G League. I played in the NFL for like 2 years or whatever the notion is. I'm better than you. We're not better than anybody. We're just good at our professions. And depending on how good you are at your profession, it's going to take you places. Like, look, I went to Chrysler, I had a little stench on me. Like, oh, I got my job at Chrysler. Oh yeah, I'm making this money. A Chrysler dude's got money. God forgive me, I was a clown then. I didn't understand what I needed to understand then because I didn't have proper guidance. But there's a lot of people doing it, and there's a lot of people doing well in life, and there's a lot of people who don't have to advertise none of this nonsense. And there's a lot of people who come in. And if I recall, because I went to Scott, I went to Springfield, I went to Rogers. I remember when the new guy came in at Scott or Rogers or Springfield, like all the chicks used to be curious, like, "Ooh, that's the new guy. Ooh, that's the new guy." It ain't matter that the guy wasn't from Toledo. Who cares? Grand scheme of things, who cares? He's fascinating. He's interesting, just like the new girl. The new girl is this. The new girl is that. That's just the way it is. But then it all becomes something because it's a reflection in the mirror. You're looking at yourself and saying, "Well, look what they're doing, and look at what I'm not doing." And now I am feeling some type of way because I allow setbacks to keep me back, and I never achieved what I could. Now I got a guy pulling up in the city, your girl, my girl, your grandmother, my grandmother, everybody's grandmother, from Maumee, the Bowling Green, the Perrysburg to Toledo, is like, "Oh, the hungry black man, the hungry black man. Let me give you some, what he said, some Cheeto balls. Let me give you a donut. Hey, man, you got to go over here to Geno's on the Lexus. You got to do all of these things. You got to do this, hungry black man." People looking at the cut like, "You a groupie. You this, you that. Why you all up on that man?" Like, that's a sickness. That's why I called it the Toledo flu. And I respect what he's saying. He's saying, regardless of how you think or how you feel, if I desire to do this, because let me just put it to you like that. You sound like a real Detroit dude right there. I could care less what association, what affiliation you have with this demographic. I don't care if you're from the east side. I don't care if you're from out here. I don't care if you're from the west side, the south side. I don't care where you at. I'm going to come to your area. I'm going to pay for this business. I'm going to open up an establishment. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those who want to support a black business in the city who don't have a personal drive. Because, at the end of the day, they probably in a different situation and they probably not going to go to the restaurant to begin with because they can't see why someone would pay $48 for an oxtail lasagna. On the other hand, me, dude, give me an oxtail lasagna. Hey, tell my wife you might have to go down to Miami just to take a video of this oxtail lasagna because it's only $48. And if you've been in any fine dining establishment, $48 is not a lot of money, homie. But like I said, let me get back to this video. I'm sorry that got me hyped.
So you have to get to the point where I'm like, okay, so I'm looking at this, and she goes, the oxtail lasagna was awful. So when you go awful and the pasta sheets were stiff, like, what are we talking about? Be honest. Be honest. I came with friends and picked off their plates, and I can't wait to go back to actually dine at the restaurant and give you an honest review. How the fuck are you gonna give this rollout review and you didn't even order no goddamn food? And so then I put the post up and someone's like, oh, the chicken was wet. Like, what are we talking about? And I'm just like, this is crazy. This is crazy, bro. So now I gotta sit here, and the moment I put the post up, you got this other brother, oh, you talking bad about the city. It's like, okay, this narrative of like the group of people that are attempting to say that like somehow I'm talking bad about Toledo, like just stop. Why am I there? I don't know. What am I?
Look, let me get back into the camera. It's just gonna be one of those things, right? Okay, and I'm a Toledoan. Like I said and say, hey, I'm a Toledoan. If you can't tell I'm a Toledoan, I don't know what to tell you. But let's just go ahead and call a spade, right? What if he's talking bad about the city? What is it to you that he's talking bad about the city? At the end of the day, this man has the right to give his opinion, right? That is cute. Sorry, my wife is FaceTiming me. They're looking at the coat. That is a cute coat. Hey, babe, I am on the FaceTime. I actually got viewers on. Okay. My wife don't care. You look cute, though. I do. All right, bye-bye. Bye. All right. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying to you is this, right? Who cares if he's talking bad about the city? Toledo is a city. It's 75, it's 280, it's I-275. It has buildings, it has water. So what? If I wasn't a Christian, I would have gave the bird on the camera and said, forget Toledo. Toledo is a city. You don't, half the time, the people who are talking about, oh, the city and all this and that, don't even own their homes, don't own a car, but you want to personalize and take ownership for a city. If you feel that way about the city, I could understand if it was like Mayor Jack Ford, God rest in peace. If it was a politician like Marcy Capture, if it was someone who's trying to build, if it's one of these extraordinary people like the Dixons who help foster positivity in the community. But it's somebody on some block off Detroit Avenue, off Central, off Birmingham, off Buckingham, off Fulton, off Hill Avenue, off Dorr Street, off of Stickney Avenue, who's, this and that. Stop taking ownership, because at the end of the day, you do a crime, Toledo Police Department is going to put you behind bars. And you sit there, Toledo, this and that. I got a jersey on. I got a hat on. I love Toledo. But I ain't about to die for Toledo. I am not confused thinking that Toledo got my back. I'm not dumb to it. There's rules and regulations, and trust me, if you don't adhere to them, you're going to find out how much Toledo loves you. I have a sense of pride in my hometown because that's where my best friends came from. That's where my mom and dad birthed me at. That's where I go visit to get a sense of family still. That's it. What is this thing about Toledo talking? And so what? I go on Google and review. Hey, Toledo is a gloomy place. It rains quite often. There's still probably not no Trader Joe's in the city. What else? There's not a lot of black businesses. I get tired of walking around the city and people looking with mean mugs and people out here with babies in Pampers and strollers, and they out here with their Crocs and they, man, like, stop it. It's the silliest thing ever. Like, that's the problem with Toledo. People have a chip on their shoulder for no reason because they chose to let life set them back. And therefore, because life has set them back, they're not achieving they want what they wanted to. Their mixtape, their YouTube, their kids ain't whatever. They got all types of issues. And they're like, oh man, you talking bad negativity. It's a critique. It's no different than Cisco and Ebert in a movie review. If I go to your business and you have a place of business and I purchase something, I am allowed to leave my disposition because Google has given me the platform. Said, do you got an email address? I do have an email address. Do you have a smartphone? I do have a smartphone. Oh, I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to put this on the TikToky and I'm going to leave my personal thoughts. And what's wrong with that? Oh, now we're going to be up in arms? Oh, that's my brother Shabbat. Okay. There used to be a restaurant. What was that? Not Evolution, but the other one, right there by the UT Community College. It was a husband and wife, and they had the best sweet potato cheesecake pie I had ever had. And I was in love with this place. Whenever my mom would take me, but I gotta get that sweet potato cheesecake pie. Sweet potato cheesecake pie. All the time. But this couple would argue in front of their customers and go at it. Like to the point where it was like, man, is he gonna beat his lady? Like for real, for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I could, I would have wrote a review about it. Now we live in the digital age where you can write a review about something. People want to be up in arms over him saying, talking down about Toledo. So what? I'm a Toledoan. I talk down about Toledo if I want to. I talk down about my UT Rockets. I graduated from UT. I love my Rockets. But when I talk bad about them, if I feel like we didn't achieve what we could achieve, I'm entitled to that. I'm a sports fanatic. And so what? We had Nick Saban as a coach. He started his coaching career there. Wow. We let Nick Saban go. I'm still hurt over Gary Pickle. Gary Pickle was my coach. I'm allowed to say that. That's my disposition. So, why are you personalizing Toledo as if you have ownership to it? Unless you pay the sales tax for the city of Toledo, you do not own it. I don't care how much Mudhen, UT Rocket, Mud May, bags. I don't care how many Midwest Kids products you purchase, and I got a lot. I don't own Toledo. I don't own Rogers. I don't own Springfield. I don't own Franklin Park. I don't own anything but my name. Sorry. That was a rant. Let's go.
What am I supposed to do? I don't know. I don't. All I know is that I am obsessed. And so when you're like, well, what does that mean? What does the word obsession mean? Let's look up the word obsession so we can all leave the live and be fucking happy. Obsessed. Preoccupy or fill the mind of someone or something continually, intrusively, and to a troubling extent. See, when you learn English, that's the beauty of it. I am obsessed with Toledo. That definition is fitting. So the troubling extent is what you're interpreting as me having some type of dislike for the city, and that would be insane because I keep coming back and I'm spending my money and I'm doing this and over. The review is on her page, and that was something that oh God. It is, Christian. It is definitely math. But like let's get back to why this is so problematic. Do you realize that the mentality of the person that left the review off of picking off of someone else's plate, if I were not an honorable man, if I were not a righteous man, do you think I would be partnering with someone who brought a woman that did that? I am not the one asking to partner and do a business in Toledo, right? I'm not the one that's driving the train. I'm a passenger in the train from the owner of the space that said, I believe in my city. I want to provide something to my city. And that's the part that's so crazy to me. That's being lost in the conversation, that you actually have a young brother that's 35 years old that's saying, I want to actually open a restaurant. So now I gotta go. I'm trying to not pay attention to this lady that's making me laugh in the comment section. So now I gotta go listen to this stuff and partner with someone that brought reproach on my restaurant, and it wasn't even true. And you didn't think that that could have a problem for him? Someone that you didn't think that that could be a problem for him? And it was really upsetting. You know, it's really, because I would never, and he just was like, I didn't know she was gonna do that. I didn't know she was gonna do that. No, she wasn't honest. That's the problem. How can you be honest when you didn't even order food? Help me understand. She ordered one drink. Give me the review on the drink and be honest about that. That's all I ask for. Now, Mr. Williams and his aunt, they drop a review. Drop the review. And so if you want to see what they like, let them drop the honest review. But how the hell can you be honest when you are literally in a lie? How can you be in a lie and be honest? That is when you coerce people or you misdirect people, that in and of itself is a lie. So the reader is reading this as if these were her entrees. The reader is reading this as if these were her entrees. The reader is reading this as if she made a consumer decision to dine at the restaurant as a fucking diner. That's not honesty. That's deceit. That is the definition of deceit. And this person is in the fucking comment section saying, be honest? Bro, it's so much. There's so many liars in this city. That's the problem. You got a lot of fucking liars. And that's where the darkness lives. Darkness lives in the lying. That's the problem. There's a lot of, I read he put this video on TikTok and he disabled the comment section. I'm not even on TikTok like that. Like we have like 7,000 followers. I don't even know how to use TikTok. Jonathan posts videos and I'm like, what video are you talking about? We don't disable comments. We don't do that. We put, the moment that I have to disable comments, I am closing shop down. I'm just gonna, you won't see me again. Why would I be disabling comments? Doesn't make any sense. This is what I need. We're doing this Black History shit, and people are already fucking with me. I'm already getting like emails from the fire marshals and shit about like, oh, you got to make sure you do this when you're doing a food festival. Can't do this. Can't have no food truck. Motherfucker, you don't even know if I'm having food trucks. Why are you emailing me? Ask if I'm having food trucks first before you come over here trying to put a fucking wrench in something. Like, that's the thing. See, that's that spirit there. It's always the opposition. It's always the fucking ops. Like, it's always opposing. You need to say in your town, bro, no more opposition. We need to be unified. What the fuck do you unite on? What is something that Black Toledo says we agree on? Because it's always easy for you to say what you don't agree and what you don't get along and that. But what do you agree with? What is the direction? That's all I'm asking. And so you're like, well, what the fuck do you have to do with any of this? This is what the fuck I have to do with it. When we look at this month and we read what has happened to our people, when we look at this month and we see that the blood and the soils, these same people that's coming against me, you literally can be my fucking cousin. You can be my goddamn sibling. And we wouldn't know. You can be my great, great, great uncle. You wouldn't know. Because that's the legacy of Black Americans. Guess what? We don't know who we're related to because of the way slavery had us. One mother, 10 kids, those 10 kids were taken and put all over the fucking United States. So this same brother that's coming after me, I can be your damn cousin. This same brother that's, man, F this, like, I can be your damn, you don't know. So that's the first thing. So when I come to your town, I'm not coming to your town as an outsider. And see, you don't think in a unified sense. You come to my town, you're not an outsider. You're a Black American in my town. This is not another Carcanet meltdown. Intelligence is something that is a lost art. Bro, it's hard. Ali is hard. And the thing is so getting back to what the point is, you have to get to a point where you stop giving all fucks. You have to start, and so this is the process of why this is happening, Toledo. One second. Y'all be going so crazy in this comment section, bro. This whole live is messy as fuck. The energy is negative. So, Ty, exactly. Like, this could have just been handled in private, especially since this is his business partner now. Not slander her. Like, rise above it and keep it moving. They'll be worse than this. I did 3 times, and he's still talking about the same thing 45 minutes later. Like, at this point, it's messy. Yes, this is a fucking mess. You got it. I need to get progress reports and report cards to give them out because it's fucking a mess. That's what it is. And the only way that you fix a mess is to fucking acknowledge it. I love the fact that we coin these terms, but there's no critical thinking happening. You're just saying stuff. It is fucking messy. And guess what you do? You acknowledge that it's mess and you start cleaning it the fuck up. You start cleaning it up. You start cleaning it up. You think I'm going to just let mess sit there and look? I'm going to just look at it? It was a mess when she put that post up. It was a mess when she put that fucking post up. So now I'm coming in as the fucking janitor. When she put that post up, I'm a public person. You think I'm going to sit there? And I'm a responsive person. I don't move in silence. I don't move in the darkness. People who have to move in silence, that's darkness. I don't have to do that. Because if you're doing something that's righteous, be in the light. And the fact that she tagged me in it meant that she wanted an audience. So I gave her the audience. If you want something to happen in silence, you do it in silence. We had a whole bit. It was very clean when we spoke at the restaurant. But you didn't want that. You wanted sensationalism. And sometimes you have to give people exactly what they want. So that's all I'm doing. That's what you wanted. You tagged a page with hundreds of thousands of people, so I'm giving you what you wanted. That's why you tagged me. And even in the comment section, you go on the page and it's like, oh, I hope he shares this. I hope Toledo shares this the way they shared the other businesses. And so the thing is that the other businesses, have they fixed anything? When you go back to these other businesses, did they move those old chairs out of there? Did they improve any of that shit? No. And that's the thing. Toledo is 200. It's almost 300,000 people. 300 some thousand people. There's no 50,000, $20,000 person town. What makes it a small town is the fact that people are considering the black population, and that's 80,000 people. But that's not even that small. That's a sizable city. That would be in any other metropolitan area, right? So Miami-Dade County, if your city's 80,000 people, that's a pretty large city. So the issue is that the size of Toledo, black Toledo, is fairly large, especially once we look and see the type of black businesses that the city has. And so all of this stuff about being messy, like, understand being messy is necessary. Being messy is necessary because if you do not get in the fucking ground and root up the problem, it's gonna keep fucking growing. Lying is a problem. Being a liar is not okay. Being an opportunist is not okay. If your goal is to build a platform, if your goal is to run a business, if your goal is to do any of that and you want attention, get attention from doing like excellence. Be excellent at what you do, and God will make room for your fucking gift. You don't have to take someone else's gift to get what you want to get. That's their gift. I don't look at anybody else's gifts. I don't look at anybody else's talent. I don't look at anybody. I am never sitting there. Of course, you have days where you're like, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do this. I wish. Fitness is something that's important to me. So I go out and I work out every single day. But guess what? Do I look like I'm fucking fit? No, because I like food more than I like fitness. I'm obsessed with food. And so these things, when I say them, you give them power and you know, okay, this thing has power over me. I'm obsessed with this. This has power over me. I have to stop this behavior. And so now you have to be stronger than that. You got to be stronger than that. And the way that you're stronger than that is by being honest with yourself. And so because I'm that type of person, it bothers a lot of people because people like to hide their fucking mirror. They like to hide their reflection. If someone is walking with you at a mirror and they put that shit in front of you and you see that you got fat and you don't like being fat, you're going to wear clothes to hide the fact that you're fat. So I love those fat people that wear fucking tight ass clothes and shit because they're like, I don't give a fuck. I like the way I look because this is from me having a good ass time. Every roll, every pouch, all of that shit, I was having fun. But now you got the person that hides it. That's cognitive dissonance. You're cognitively dissonant because now you're like, oh shit, I ate too much. I overate, but I don't want people to see that. So let me like wear this because I'm looking like I don't like to eat. But I like to eat. Motherfucker, I like to eat. Look at his stomach sitting like that. I like to fucking eat. Zion Williamson, I like to fucking eat. It's what I like to do. And it shows. So I'm not hiding it from you. I'm proud of it. And fuck you if you got a problem with it. That's my fucking life. But we pick at those women. We pick at those women that sits there and go, no, everyone doesn't love food. I know, Larry, I know a lot of people that don't like food. But you pick at the people that say like, oh, like, I want to wear this. I want to dress like this. Like, oh, she shouldn't be wearing that. Why? I don't give a fuck what she wears. Like, that's not bothering me. And so it's like, what?
All right, so I'm about to get ready to fast forward it to the close, but there's a lot of good points that I feel that he's made in this video, and this is mixed because, like I said, it's a live video. But one of the key things I took away from watching it for the first 54 minutes and 22 seconds is what is something Black Toledo agrees on. I don't think I'm the person to speak on that, because I'm from Toledo, but I don't live in Toledo no more. But I do like what he said about intelligence is a lost art. There's something about people being quick to critique something when they ain't walked a mile in your shoe. And I used to always use that as a metric, right? Until you walked in my shoe and understand what it takes to be me and to do and get the things done and to even dream the dreams that I dream, you are not in position to speak on me. Now, the elders who have done this, like I'm not going to say their names for obvious reasons. I haven't actually used their names, but there's a lot of OGs in the photographer game in Toledo that I know. What is it? Virgilio Baker, Mr. Valentine, so on and so forth. My bro Antoine, to get up, load them batteries, go to that that event, take those pictures, take those photos, and do as you need to do. Um, it takes a lot of tenacity, and it's not easy. And then, especially, you can go on a high, you can have like 5, 6 events done right, and then you drop the ball on the event, and then you got to come back, eat it. Especially if you're a freelancer and potentially pay something out of pocket. It takes a lot, but it takes nothing of someone to sit up here and give their disposition on what you should do when they don't have a business, they haven't tried anything, they haven't done anything whatsoever to move. I want to say the word, but I don't want to butcher the word. But to move it forward, they can sit there and widely critique you from a comment section and say, "Oh, you should have done this," or "Oh, you should have done that," or "Oh, this should have happened if I was in that position." But those are the people who are never going to try to achieve anything, but yet be the first one to run the mouth and run you down. And what this brother's doing, I don't view it as negative, but that's my point of view. I'm not a bandwagon. I ain't trying to get nothing. I just been seeing a lot of his videos, and I seen what he did with the platform, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, do you know how many people could have done this? You know how many people probably have done this, but how many people have provided this to this gentleman? Like he said, show me where you have the directory at. Like you can Google anything, but he's taking it upon himself to make a PDF version, have his staff do it, and give it to the masses for free. You know what he reminds me of? This man is not from Toledo, but he has love for Toledo like Jamie Farr. And Jamie Farr loves Toledo's from Toledo and as a Toledoan. But when Jamie Farr, you see Jamie Farr, and I don't know the state of condition he's in, so I'm speaking as if he still exists. I hope Jamie Farr is still alive and well. But Jamie Farr absolutely loves Toledo. He would bring celebrities back to his hometown to raise money for causes through the PGA and like for the LPGA, things of that nature, big things. And he's the reason why people go on the east side to go to Tony Backles, like to just sit at that, or go on the north side to the Jamie Farr Park. Like my second mother's church used to have annual events that way on the far north side. And I'm sitting up here looking at this gentleman, and I seeing the smile on his face. So what? It's an opportunity for you to expand the intelligence. And being that you guys got to remember, he's from Detroit, right? There's a lot of Detroiters who show love to Toledoans, right? I got a lot of OGs. If you got people, which I did, and which I do, you got people in Detroit because, like you said, we all cousins. I always refer to the Toledo as a subdivision of Detroit. When I go home, I go to Pistons games, I go to Lions games, I go to Comerica Park, I go to Fox Theater. I spent more time in Detroit than I do in Toledo. I might come lay my head in Toledo. I used to see my grandmother. I might go visit her plot now, but that's it. I'm in Detroit. So I got a lot of Detroit people. And Detroit people don't carry that same mentality. They expand. They trying to do something different. But it's the people who, in my opinion, are at work, on their phones, content with their lives, and wanting to chime in to let the world know they exist because you chose that profession. You chose that occupation. So that's your livelihood. So you stop dreaming. So now you're critiquing. And like for me, I hope he comes in the city, and whoever that 35-year-old gentleman is, I hope Smith and Webster's is big. And as much as y'all coming at him on that live, I think what old girl did was what in her right to do. I don't necessarily agree with it because honestly, if you order food, the expectation of the food comes to your spot at the table. But if you didn't order no food and yet you go on someone's plate, are you eating the food while it's hot? What are you doing? Because I mean, like, my woman ain't gonna sit there and say, "Oh, I don't want no food," because I know that's not the truth. She's gonna order something. I'm gonna order something for her because at the end of the day, she's gonna eat off my plate. And we've been to restaurants, and she would took my plate because what I've ordered has been the bomb diggity. But just hearing all of this, I'm just like, if you're going to criticize in public, then you should understand they have the right to come back and respond to you in the public. And like I've been taught, it don't matter what I say. If I said it, then I said it. They will respond to it at their intelligent level. So whatever their IQ is going to determine how they respond to it. And some people have a primitive mindset, and some people don't process things the same way. This is once again why I sit there and say I can never be God. I would never want to be God. But what I'm going to do is tell you guys, listen, if you guys would like to continue watching that video, definitely go check that video out. That's the Hungry Black Man. I don't think there's much more to conclude. He pretty much said it in a nutshell. He said basically a business partner came down to Miami to check out his restaurant after meeting him in Toledo and brought his aunt and brought a guest. The guest said a review, and everything about this gentleman's post for at least like the last 2 weeks has been Toledo, 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 Toledo. Like, I seen him go to Columbus. And if you know Columbus, like I know Columbus because that's my adopted hometown, Columbus has a food scene. Columbus has a lot of black culture. And I understand he got some food poisoning. He got sick in Columbus. But his posts in large regarding Columbus to Toledo, they have not even been a comparison, right? But let me go ahead, because I didn't do this today, and I should have done this because today is the second, and that is actually for the first 2/1/24. And as I continue my daily devotion, I had to tie God in this because I give all glory to God 24/7, 365. And I just want you guys to pray for me a little bit because I know I've been slipping. I was listening to some secular music. But today, in our daily bread, it states, blessings in the mess. And I tell people all the time, I don't read ahead because it doesn't make any sense. You could summarize this whole video and say mess, mess, mess. She made a post. He responded. It was all messy. Blessings in the mess. I got myself into this mess, so I better get myself out. I sometimes find myself thinking, although I believe in a God of grace, I'm still prone to act as if his help is available only when I deserve it. God's first encounter with Jacob is a beautiful illustration of how untrue this is. Jacob had spent a lifetime trying to alter his destiny. He had been born second at a time when firstborn sons typically received their father's blessings, believed to guarantee future prosperity. So Jacob decided to do whatever it would take to get his father's blessing anyway. Eventually, he succeeded, though deceit obtaining the blessing intended for his brother, Genesis 27, verse 19 through 29. But the price was a divided family. As Jacob fled from his furious brother, as night descended, Jacob must have felt as far from a life of blessing as ever. But it was there, leaving behind a trail of deception, that Jacob met God. God showed him he didn't need desperate schemes to be blessed. He already was. His destiny, a purpose far greater than material prosperity, was held securely by the one who never leaves him. It was a lesson Jacob would spend his whole life learning, and so will we. No matter how many regrets we carry or how distant God seems, He's still there, gently guiding us out of our mess into His blessing. What messes have you been facing? How has God provided a rescue for you? Dear God, remind me that you never give up on your purpose. So that's what I'm saying, right? It says right here, what mess have you been facing? Well, I tell you what, I haven't even faced my mess yet. As I said, I just found out about the passing of my last grandmother. She passed away this week. Um, and I come from a house divided, a lot of divisions, a lot of separation. And I'm going to where the hungry black man just left, and that's Toledo. And um, I will face that mess when I get there. Um, in church, we were just discussing about praying for mountains. My wife says, I don't want no mountains. Move those mountains. I say, God, give me those mountains because I truly don't know where I'm at until I'm challenged with those mountains. So I look forward to those obstacles because I need those obstacles in order to see where I'm at because it's not to my specifications. I want to live a godly, righteous life, and I want those messes. And those messes you have to expose. You can't keep sweeping stuff underneath the rug. So I got to deal with some people that's going to make me uncomfortable. But I'm going to embrace them with love, even if they reject me to my face. Because at the end of the day, I feel like I can be the example for my family. Just like I feel the hungry black man can be the example for Toledo. You don't have to come from Toledo to do something big. Like you said, we all kinfolk. We all kinfolk. We black. We need to stick together. In addition to sticking together, we should stick together with everyone. If you cool, you cool. If you got bad vibes, you got bad vibes. Give you a hug, move about your day. It never says in the Bible, and I've been looking at this because this is one of them scriptures I have been dealing with. But let me go ahead and give you the word pertaining to family members, right? And staying with people. And I'm going to use the Bible, Holy Bible app. I really love it. It helps me a lot. So let's go ahead. Do you have to remain friends with people you no longer feel are worth keeping in your life? So let's go ahead and look what it says. In the book of Proverbs, it is written, walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. While it is important to show love and kindness to all, it is also wise to surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you in your faith and daily life. If you find that certain relationships are not edifying or uplifting, it may be necessary to reevaluate the level of influence those individuals have in your life. It is important to approach such situations with loving grace, but it is also acceptable to distance yourself from those who may have a negative impact on your well-being. That being said, hey, you have to separate yourself at times. You have to get out of the mess. You have to be wise. You should seek the counsel of those with wisdom. So I'm going to embrace this mess. I'm going to ask for you guys to keep me in your prayer. I want to thank you guys so much so for being on this journey with me and watching this video. I know I took a lot of your time today, but like I said, please go ahead, click on some of these links. If you want to, please, you can support the live stream. I'm going to get into my devotion. I got to read Genesis 43, 44, and 45. And I got to read Matthew 12, 24 through 50. This is part of my daily quest to clean up my mess. But like I said there and said, I'm happy that I actually watched that video, and I'm actually happy to see the end. So let's go ahead and get to the conclusion. I want to watch the last few minutes of it. I'm gonna jump from 54:22, and let's take this thing all the way to like the last few minutes of the video. Let's see. Let's see. It goes to 113, so I'm gonna start at 110. 109.55. Let's see what he's talking about.
The jewel of Ohio. You become the jewel of Ohio. And that needs to be the name and the slogan of that city. We are the jewel of Ohio. Because glass is close to a jewel anyway. We are the jewel of Ohio. And that's it. And you run with that. And you become obsessed with your city. And you become exactly what you're supposed to be. Fighting me is just useless because it's your time now. And when I'm gone, I'll be gone. And you have to determine, well, did we use that time wisely when we're at the forefront of everyone's thoughts in our own town? Like our own town is at the forefront of everybody's mind. So let's have this conversation now. Let's fix our problems from everything, from the education to the violence to the negativity to the mindset. And just what that person said earlier, oh, you can't change in a day. Yeah, you can. Because the mindset is the issue. We're not trying to change like physical shit. You're trying to change mental shit. All the shit that you need to change is a decision. It's a decision. And so what I'm saying to you, oh, I don't know what they're talking about. Why is it always so-called people attacking us and not other races attacking us? We are our own worst. Then you might be accurate. You might be accurate. I'm not someone that is going to be clean. I'm not someone that's going to be cordial and nice. I'm not nice. I'm not a nice person. I am a good person. I am a kind person. I'm a moral person. I'm a righteous person. I try to live my life in that respect. And so if I fall short, I fall short. But yeah, messiness, yeah, I guess that's fair. That's fair. So you're right, Jimmy. Definitely am. I gotta go. I got shit to do. You guys have a good one.
Yo, so that was beautiful. I'm gonna end it with that. This man literally came to the city, had a live video, and said, "Hey, we always refer to ourselves as Glass City, but in essence, we are a jewel." And I think that was beautifully spoken. And listen, I know when it's time to say goodbye, so let me say goodbye. I wish everyone peace, love, and flowers. And let me just go ahead and end it how I love to end it. Dear Lord Heavenly Father, I come to you tonight. I want to thank you for this broadcast and this opportunity to speak to those and share my thoughts. Lord, thank the viewers for watching this. I want to thank the viewers for watching this video, and I hope that there's something nourishing and something they can resonate with or something that can spark a conversation. Until we meet again, in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. I wish you guys a great night. Good night. Love you. And see you later. Skraitup. Hey, TikTok. Thank you once again for watching. I'll holler at you guys again soon. Peace.